Hi. I just wanted to pop on and chat a little. Um, it is a very bright, sunny afternoon. Excuse my squinting. Um, and also, excuse the noise in the background. There's a crew working down on the trees on the street. Um, I come on here without a plan as usual. So I think I'm just gonna breathe and we'll see what I have to say. So it's noisy and windy, and I think that the wind is louder than the things going on. But it reminds me, as we walk through life tends to get loud. And when life is loud, it's our job to quiet it. When life is loud, we need to be the calm. And it's hard to do that when everything around you is so loud because it becomes overwhelming. And when you're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated. And overstimulation makes you not be able to keep your head. You can't keep your head when you're overstimulated. And I am a person who is overstimulated by noise very easily. It gets to the point where I will start to hear like the lights buzzing and the clock ticking, and little sounds that no one even pays any mind to will start to get really loud for me. And that's how I know that I'm overstimulated. Because as soon as those little tiny sounds start yelling at me, I need to find a quiet place. And I think it's important that we all have a quiet place to go when we're overstimulated. My quiet place tends to be my bedroom. I just kind of sit on my bed and I will do some breathing, or I will do some reading. Something to get my mind off of the overstimulation. And it can be hard to turn it off. Sorry, people talking behind me. It can be hard to turn it off. Because things don't stop making noise just because you are annoyed, or frustrated, or stressed out. They don't. And life doesn't stop just because you're stressed out. Life continues, and you must continue with it. And that means that we need to have the skills to overcome our own emotions and our own irritations. We have to have the skills to do it. And gaining those skills is done through practice. You practice being calm in stressful situations by being in that moment and catching yourself being stressed out. Because as soon as you start catching yourself, you can recognize the pattern. And when you recognize the pattern, you can put a stop to it. And that doesn't mean that, sorry, big gust of wind. That doesn't mean that you don't still get frustrated or that you don't still get stressed out. It just means that you are aware of how to de-escalate yourself. And even if you can't do it, even if you can't de-escalate yourself, just knowing that you need to is the first step. Knowing that you need to be calmer is the first step in getting towards being a calmer person. And I will share that I am not a calm person. I am someone who is very easily flipped. Little things irritate me. I get big emotions over small things. And I have had to teach myself that it's okay to have those emotions, but that I don't need to express them in the way that I've been expressing them, through things like yelling or crying, or all of those things are all right, but they're not constructive. And what I've been doing is, when I get in a heightened situation where I am feeling that stress and I'm feeling like my loud voice is going to start coming out, I talk to myself in my head. I tell myself, you're getting escalated. And I remind myself, this is not where you want to be. And by reminding myself that it's not where I want to be, I can come down. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's not easy. But with practice, it gets easier. And life is practice. Everything in this life takes practice. It's practice to be peaceful. And you're not always going to be peaceful. And that's okay. Because if you can be peaceful, you're just capable of it, you're already one step closer. And if you have moments where you do find peace and you find your calm in the chaos, congratulate yourself. If you notice that you reacted differently, congratulate yourself. You deserve it. You won. You won the battle. And in winning the battle, you became closer to the version of yourself that you want to be. And really, that's all any of us are doing, is trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And we can only do that if we know why things make us tick. And then we have to change them. We have to change how we react. We have to change not how we feel in those moments, but what we do with those feelings. Because if I am in a situation where things are stressful and I'm getting escalated and I start yelling, I'm only escalating the situation even more. I'm only making it worse by adding my chaos to it. And what the moment calls for is calm. You must be the calm in the middle of the storm. Things flow more smoothly when you can keep a level head. And you have to think. You really have to think. You have to be mindful. You will not be able to do it unless you are mindful of yourself. There's a lot happening around me right now, and I'm having a hard time focusing. I probably should have recorded in the house, but it was so nice out, I wanted to come out. And that's another thing. Don't let other people stop you from doing what you want to do. I feel strange right now because I'm talking to my phone in view of random people, and that makes me uncomfortable. But I am still doing it. And by pushing through the discomfort and allowing my thoughts to still come through, even though I am frightened that someone might hear what I have to say, even though I'm posting this online, it's just a vulnerable thing sitting here talking to my phone, because I'm not someone who uses my voice unless I am threatened. But I am practicing using my voice by doing this. And if you are someone who struggles with using your own voice, try making videos, because it has really helped me. It doesn't mean you have to post them. You don't have to. But if you can just talk, hear yourself talk, and hear what you have to say, and then listen back to it and realize that what you had to say was meaningful, you are bettering yourself by helping yourself realize that it's okay to have the thoughts that you have, and it's okay to speak your mind, because it is. I go online and I listen to people speak their minds all the time. I enjoy listening to people speaking their minds. I enjoy listening to people sharing their lives and the things they have learned, the wisdom they have gained. And I hope that for someone, I can be that. And you could be that for someone too. All you have to do is start. I started this journey by something I wrote, and I had just wanted to read it and share it with the world. And the only way that I could think of sharing it with the world was through posting a YouTube video. So that's what got me started. And then I decided I wanted to make more. And I found that I had things to say. I found that what I was saying was important, and I'm not worthless. My existence matters. And your existence matters. And what you do with that existence is your choice. It's your choice. Speak your mind. Just be brave. Because this life requires bravery. It requires courage. And if you've gotten to this point, you are already courageous. You've already walked this far in your life. And you can walk further. You can hold your head high and become everything you want to be. You can. All you have to do is start. Start speaking your mind. Start being who you are. Start doing the things that you enjoy. just because you enjoy them. Don't explain yourself to anyone. Just do what calls to you. That's what I'm doing with these videos. I am sharing information that calls to my heart. And if I help one person, I am satisfied. And if I help none, I tried. I did my best. And that's all we can do, is do our best. And in doing your best, you will find that it's enough. It's always been enough. Because doing your absolute best is giving it everything you have. And if you're giving life everything you have, you're doing it. Because what we put into this life is what we get from it. And if you put in your effort, and you put in your time and your sweat, blood, and tears, you will grow into everything you were meant to be. And if you're here listening, you're already growing into what you're meant to be. You are. You're on the right path. You are pulling in frequencies that are supporting your journey by listening to things like this. I'm hearing something about lemon drops, the candy. If anyone likes those or possibly has one right now, that would be weird. And that song, I think it's called Swing. We live on front porches and swing life away. We get by just fine here on minimum wage. If love is a labor, we'll slave till the end. I won't cross this street until you hold my hand. Swing life away. I think those are the words. That song actually holds meaning to me. It's a song that I heard at a time in my life when I was growing into a brighter person. I had just come out of a very deep depression, and I had made friends, and that song reminds me of the joy that I found in those friends. It was short-lived, but I found joy in the moments. And every time I hear that song, it reminds me of that moment of being joyful and just laughing and having fun. And maybe it means something like that to someone else. I never have a plan when I speak on these. I kind of go with the flow, and whatever comes out is what comes out. And I just hope that the things that I have to say are helping people. I hope that it's making sense to someone, that you are gaining from this and learning how to become. Because it's all I want to do is teach you how to become everything you are. because you already are everything you were meant to be. You just have to own it. And until you own it, you won't see it. There's something about September, the 21st of September, maybe a birthday, and thinking about the color green. If anyone loves green, that would be your sign here that this is for you. I don't know. I'm feeling all over the place today. The wind is feeling chaotic to me. The noise of it actually makes my heart race. And I think it's just initial anxiety, but when we think about the trees and the wind, they stay standing. The wind pelts them and it like knocks them side to side, and they sway and they bend, but rarely do they break unless they were already broken. And that kind of applies to life, because we bend and sway with life as it comes. We move with life. And the only time that it can hurt us is if we allow it to. By allowing it to poke at those broken parts of us, and the parts of us that need to be healed. And I equate a lot of things to nature. I enjoy nature. And nature is important. It's important for grounding. It's important for deep thinking. Think about how you feel when you go outside and you just sit in the sun. Don't you feel recharged and just happy? Like nothing else matters for that moment? Somebody needs to spend more time in nature. A lot of somebodies. All right. This crew is getting a little noisy. And I'm running out of things to say. So, thanks for listening.